close to the brokenhearted and save those who are crushed in spirit. Father God, we want to thank you first for allowing us this opportunity to come another day we never seen before, God, and congregate in your name, Lord. We ask that you continue to provide tranquility and peace for all the mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, and family members that has lost someone to gun violence, God. We ask that you continue to bring peace to our streets, to our communities, to our homes, to our families, God. We ask that you raise up leaders who will be able to put an end to this gun violence, God. Leaders who will be able to provide a way out for our young men who are lost in these streets, God. We ask that you continue to work on the hearts of those who have been affected by the violence, God, affected by unnecessary deaths, God, affected by a loss of peace and a loss of securities within our community, God. We ask that you continue to do your great works, Lord, because we know that you are the way, the truth, and the light, God. We know that you provide the answers and the keys that we need in this moment of disparity, God. We ask that you continue to love those and comfort those who are lost, God, who are hurting, God, who are bleeding, God, who are begging for answers, God. We ask that you continue to work on those hearts, God, and let them know that you have not left them
Hello, my name is Lisa, and today we're out here in celebration of my son, Avon Holston, a young black man that was murdered from a gun violence in Newark, New Jersey. And we're here today to celebrate his life and to let the world know that all black lives matter. So we're located today here on McCarter Highway and 4th Avenue in Newark, New Jersey. There's a billboard representing my son, Avon Holston, nicknamed Max. His death date, 10/28/2019 in Newark, New Jersey. The billboard reads, "Stop the violence, increase the peace, enough is enough, all black lives matter."
From our father dying, I feel like I try to find words and try to find how to keep pushing, because people always want to tell you, you know, you can't stay stagnant. You got to keep pushing, moving forward, because life moves on. But some people just don't know how to. And, you know, ever since that day, it's like when stuff like this happen, I try to find some reason somehow to cope with it. So I keep Avon's little card in the house on my shelf next to my Player of the Year trophy. And every day I walk by to leave the house, you know, it's just like I don't like getting emotional. You know how father, I hate crying. God damn. But yeah, he's just been always a focus for me, man, to try to do better, to try to want better for my brothers and sisters. I always, even when I told him, yo man, when you coming down to North Carolina, I know you getting out of Newark soon. Come stay with me, get your feet right. We gonna bring Jalen and family, everybody. It's a better life down here, different life. Oh, I'm coming, give me 2 years, give me a year. All our conversations was always how we will move out of this place and to give a better life for the family around us. And to see this happen it's still just, I don't, surreal, man. It's tough. It's tough to deal with. But I know for a fact everything I do is for them too. Everything I do, no matter what path I go down in my life, I'm going 100% because I know them too wouldn't want anything other than for me to do that.
Everyone loved our nephew. Every time you saw him, he had a smile on his face. So if you was feeling down and you ran into Avon, just seeing his smile, you was uplifted. And I just want to read a poem from the family. Dear Avon, You were a black man. You were a king. You are loved. You were magic. Your life mattered. We love you and we miss you.
Good afternoon. My name is Janet Murphy. I'm the founder of Parents of Murdered Children Grief Support Group. My son was murdered 14 years ago and had no one to talk to, wasn't no place to turn. So I started to have a group of my own where mothers wouldn't feel alone. I thank God for Lisa allowing me to partner with her that we may help so many grieving mothers and families that's left alone, because you don't never know how it feels until it happens to you. So we just want you to know that we are here for you.
I want to say that as a victim of gun violence myself, shot multiple times, left for dead in the street, I want to say as president and founder of the Enough is Enough Coalition, which is an anti-guns and violence organization I started in 1993 in Atlanta, Georgia. I want to say to the mothers and to all those who have been victimized by guns and violence that Miss Lisa here is doing something that many parents across this country can do, and that is to spread the message through your hurt and through your pain. So I am so excited today to be here to see the billboard, because the message is what we have to get out, not only in Newark, but in Chicago, in Baltimore, in Philadelphia, in California, across this country. The message is that it's too many parents hurting from gun violence. I seen this young man here today, his brother, shedding a tear. He's shedding a tear because this is something that has hurt and killed more people, gun violence, than anything. And so the right thing to do is to channel your anger into something positive, to keep the message going that enough is enough. Keep the message going. Not only am I the president and founder of Enough is Enough Coalition, but I also write for a newspaper right here in this city. And when the incident happened to Miss Lisa, I wrote the story in Local Talk. Miss Lisa is a victim, I'm a victim, and I will stand with anybody who's a victim of gun violence to get the message out that enough is enough.
Again, my name is Brother Damon, and I'm here in support of our sister, Miss Lisa James, and all those that have been injured through gun violence one way or another. One of the things, I'm here with 3 hats on actually, and I'm representing North Community Street Team, also in place of the Mayor's Clergy representative, Reverend Roundtree, as well as my local representative for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, Brother Abdul Haq Muhammad from Mosque number 25 here in Newark. But I just want to say that North Community Street Team, we look at violence not just as a public safety issue, but as a public health issue. And just as we are masked up and taking all our precautions dealing with our public health, the same way that this disease of COVID is spread, the disease of violence is spread the same way. And many times it's those that are the perpetrators of violence that actually are victims of violence themselves. And so we have a hard task to do in this city in helping Enough is Enough and helping to stem the violence that is taking place, not just in this city, but in many other cities across the country and even across the world.
Okay, so I'm going to do the opening prayer for, like, if we pray in Juma. So it's Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman-ir-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyaka nabudu iyaka masta'in. Itina Sharata Musta'in. Shiratul Ladina and Anta Alahim. Garil Makdubi Alahim. Wala Dalin. Amin.
Thinking back of my son Avon's younger years when he first started off playing basketball. He was 8 years old. One of his first coaches was Coach Malik Jones. Coach Malik was his coach from 8 years old all the way up until I guess he was grown until he still played for Zoo basketball also with Sean McRae. But I just wanted to just remember Malik at this moment because he passed away, and he was one of the big influences of me also doing a documentary. My son played basketball so much that I decided to send him to Puffy basketball camp. So I wrote a letter back when he was, I believe, 12 or 13 at Morton Street School to Puffy basketball camp. And it read, my son Avon started playing recreational basketball at the age of 8. He has played for several neighborhood teams in the city of Newark. He now plays for his elementary school, Morton Street School, and remains playing for his first recreational team, the Zoo Crew. He also plays for several summer leagues throughout the city of Newark. Avon plays basketball for fun at Howard Wilson School in the after-school program, and even goes on adult nights from 6 to 8 p.m. and waits to see if he's going to get picked when they are short of a player. Sometimes the gym is closed. He plays in the playgrounds or on the neighborhood's courts. When Avon plays street ball outside, I will ride up and watch him from my car window without him knowing, because it's just not that safe anymore in the city of Newark with all the gangs, drugs, and other violent crime. So many teenagers are dying. I'm so proud of my son because he's very intelligent and outgoing and always trying to be a bigger brother to other children his age, younger and older, to keep them on the right track. I'm especially proud of this because he's the only child and has grown up without a dad being around. Even though his dad might not have seen Avon play basketball, we are pretty sure that almost every elementary school, high school, recreational coach has seen or has heard of Avon. So this is why I would like for my son to be chosen and given a special gift that I know he will appreciate for a long time to come. My way of thanking him for being a leader and not a follower, and follow the right path. To a proud mom, Felicia James. Oh. This area right here is where my son hung at Avon. He hung here for so many years. I think maybe from the time he was 12 or 13, whenever they got built, his friend's mother moved here. He used to stay at her house all the time. From my understanding, this is the area where my son was at. He had just recently came across the street. A car pulled up. Somebody else came up on foot. 3 people in a car. They chased them from this area, this surrounding area. They chased them on foot to another spot where he was murdered at, which we're gonna go to now. But I just wanted to show where the beginning, why he hung here, why he was here, and where it started from. At this location on West Kenny and Boyd Street is where my son was, I'm going to say, assassinated on October 28th. I remember that day. I was on the phone with his newborn daughter's mother, and she was so excited about how he got the interview for the North Board of Education, and they was going to get a suit the next day for the interview for that Friday. And we hung up. Later, maybe 2 hours later, my phone rang through Facebook telling me that my son was shot. Here I am. I was laying in the bed, paralyzed. And I get the news, and I just started calling people to get to UMDNJ to see about my son because I couldn't do it myself. When I got a call back saying that they said he's not at UMDNJ, I knew my son was dead because why? 15 minutes later, he's not at the hospital. What other hospital they would have taken him to? Because this was the closest hospital to him, and it was a trauma hospital. So I had to wait for someone to come to my house to get me dressed, to get me out of bed, to get here, to see my son lifeless on the ground. The impact of that, it would carry with me for the rest of my life. I have no idea how to survive without my son. I'm doing it, yes, but I don't know how I'm doing it. I know God up above is helping me because myself, I wanted to die. I didn't want to live. That's my only child. Everything in this world I did was for my son for 27 years. Was for my son. Like, everything was for him. Like, I lived for him. Once you have a child, you live for your child. So I didn't know how to go on. I didn't know what to do next. All I wanted to do was be with my son. Like, I miss him so, so much. Stop killing one another. The impact of gun violence that y'all are leaving on the parents, on the families, is unimaginable pain that will never, ever, ever leave us. We carry this every day, every night, every morning we wake up. We have to wake up to the loss of a child. You that's doing this might not understand until it happens to your family member. But trust me, you don't want this to happen to your mother. You don't want this to happen to your sister, to your brothers. It's happening enough. If I could tell anyone, please, I beg you to stop shooting. Put the guns down. Stop killing one another. We are going through enough as black people. We don't need to be killing each other. What do the other person have that you don't have? We can all have the same thing. We all have the same opportunities. Don't kill over jealousy. Don't kill over envy. Just do your best to survive and make it, and do get out of life what you want out of life. Don't take a life. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. So, as of now, there has been one arrest made. The person has been indicted. Right now, they're just going through, I guess, status reports. Each court date is basically right now is status reports. No other arrest has been made as of yet. It's still under investigation. And I'm just waiting for updates to find out, what's next and what's the next process and everything.
The person that killed Shirai, I want to know why. That's my question. I want to know why. What did he do so bad for you to take his life? And I know the person that killed him knew him because he was having words back and forth before they killed him. I just want to know why. Because it's so sad. It's like all the babies I watched grow up, they was just dying, like a domino effect. And I just want to know why. Because the person I heard did it, slept with Shirai, had sleepovers with Shirai. I fed them. But I never knew I was feeding a monster and preparing this person to kill my son. I never knew that. I let this monster in my house and he took my baby. I just don't know why. Shirai wasn't a mean person. Why? But why would you do that to me, Miss Alana? One who take care of the community. You want something, you need sneakers, you need this, I was there. Why? Just why? I just want to know why.
I've been thinking about this, and I would just say to him, I forgive you. And not because you deserve it or because it wasn't devastating to me and my family, but because I forgive you for me. I release you for me so that we are able to move forward. And I pray that you'll find peace and find God and find forgiveness, for yourself, because a lot of times we forgive people, but they don't forgive themselves. I pray that you know what you did and that you'll ask for forgiveness. And basically that's it. I don't wish any harm on him. And I pray that as something good came out of it, something phenomenal, something awesome came out of it for me as a result of my faith, I pray that something awesome can come out of this for you.
So how do you feel today?
I'm sorry for you. Not just for where your life is now, but you lost a really good friend. You and he were like brothers, and for something as mediocre as jealousy, changed the trajectory of your life. And I wish you well, and I hope one day you recover and you have some sense of happiness, because we all deserve happiness, and I'm just sorry for you.
I forgive you, first and foremost, because my higher power tells me I have to. If I don't, then I'll hurt myself. But I want to know why. Why y'all sin? This funny young man, he didn't cause harm. He was always by himself. What he did to himself. You know, he didn't bother people like that. Yasin was very shy, very quiet. You know, he would only talk if he knew you. If he didn't know you, he wouldn't say anything. So what I would say to them is, or him, her, whoever, turn yourself in. 'Cause it's gonna haunt you till you die. And I'm never gonna give up trying to find out who you are and why you did this. Why would you cause such harm to my family? I really would like to know that. I may never get an answer to that, but that's just something I want to know. But I urge you to just turn yourself in. Give us a little closure.
Hi, I'm Shanta Jones, and I'm here at Fairmont Cemetery visiting my son who passed away on July 5th, 2018. I'm just here. I just came to place flowers down and just visit the grave and clean it off. My son was born on January 1st of 1993, and he passed away July 5th, 2018. And I'm here just visiting and cleaning off his grave. At this point, my son would have been 28 years old, turning 29. And instead of me celebrating the birth of his child, hired for a new job, just doing different things in his life, I'm here at the cemetery visiting him. It's so unfair, but I'm grateful. It's a sad occasion, but actually it strengthened me in so many ways where I never thought I'll be strengthened. You know, everybody is be affected different, and because I guess my walk with God, that I'm truly, you know, God has truly kept me. I didn't keep myself, it's only God that's keeping me. It affected my family because know that you cannot be with him again and see him again, but he's with us in our hearts. July 4th, 2018, I was out with a girlfriend and I got a call that my son had been shot. My son was at a barbecue on Littleton and Fairmont Terrace, and he was walking out of the barbecue when someone came up behind him and shot him in his head. My first reaction, at first the young lady was screaming and crying and I couldn't understand her, and I'm just like, calm down, what are you saying? And she kept saying, like, he's dead, and I'm like, who's dead? And she said my son's name, and I was like, calm down, I can't understand you, baby, where? It makes me mad that people are walking around like it's okay to kill people and nothing's done. They just living their life and getting merits for killing people for whatever reason. Okay, that's my son, 2 different pictures of him. And then this one is me, my son, and my 2 sons. And then I have one of my moms, she passed away. And then there's another one of me and my 2 sons. So I just want to be around to support and encourage other moms, because everyone is not affected like me. Some people don't feel like they want to go on without their loved one. You know, so I'm just here to encourage and support others that with time, it does get better. You'll never forget or you'll never understand, but you will learn to adapt to it. Like you'll learn that your loved one is not here anymore. But if you just trust God, he'll see you through and build you up to be stronger.
I'm here today, like I said earlier, to save another life, maybe many lives. Hopefully, someone will hear me, feel me, and understand what the moms go through when their children are taken away, their loved ones are taken away. It's going on 6 years. He did leave me a beautiful granddaughter that I'm currently helping the mom raise. But also, in the midst of it all, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking knowing that she'll never have her dad around to watch her graduate, to move forward in her life, to do different things to the mom and to the daddy and daughter dances and stuff, different things like that. So I have to be the grandma and the dad. So hopefully someone will hear me and understand my pain.
Hopefully, from Hear My Cries, those who are doing these violent crimes will understand the impact that they're having on women, in particular mothers, sisters, wives, that, the impact, how we feel as a result of losing someone so traumatically.
The purpose of me being here is I'm trying to gain a little closure and understanding as to why my son was murdered. I'm hoping that by doing this documentary, someone that knows anything will reach out to the authorities. They can do it anonymously, and just give a tip or anything about anything that happened with my son, because I don't have closure. He was just killed and left on his floor in his living room, shot 3 times. No one deserves to die that way. And he died alone. I just want to bring awareness to things that are happening in North. And I will not allow my son Yasin name to just dwindle away. No. I'm going to have his name out there. And I need people to get involved. Just get involved once in your life. Just get involved and help bring closure to a family in need. And that's it.
I was guided here, I'm going to say, to share my story, to communicate with other victims on how the other end looks at coming through with the healing process, because it's devastating. It's not something you can ever plan for, be prepared for, but just know in time, when you do the work, it gets better. And I just want to be maybe a beacon of hope and a little bit of inspiration to let you know that in time things do heal. Be patient with yourself.
And I want the message to come across, and sometimes emotionality will hinder people from really hearing what it is that they need to hear. So that's why my prayer was that I would not get overly emotional. Not that it doesn't hurt, because God knows it does. Just, thinking that I'm here being part of a documentary because my brother was murdered is just, you know what I mean? Like, that my mind still today, 27 years later, sometimes my head can't wrap around that thought, But, I wanted to ask God to help me stay on Evil Kill so people could hear us.
My name is Altri Ganakwe. I'm co-founder of Stop Shooting Incorporated, Stop Shooting Music. We've been around in existence for about a good almost 16 years now, and we're a 501c3. Been doing work in the community for years now, along with these other strong grassroots organizations on the ground. So I'm glad you have a very diverse panel. But the good thing about your panel is that you know the community people, because we all do the same work, but we travel different roads, but we always wind up at the same destination.
Good evening. My name is Simeon Armstrong. I'm taking the Past Mentoring Program. Change the Past Movement is a nonprofit organization out of New Jersey with a mission to uplift and empower our youth while encouraging them to break the cycle of negative behaviors. I started this organization a little over 2 years ago for that same purpose, the negative behavior that's been plaguing our community for far too long. I got tired of expecting it from others. I said it's time for me to make a difference. I'm a product of this environment. I'm born and raised here in Newark, New Jersey, and my purpose here is to help our youth change their path, because right now they have no path.
My name is Altariq Best. I'm the founder and CEO of FP Youth Outcry, FP standing for Future Potential, doing business as the hub, help us become better community arts and trauma center. Right here in Newark, New Jersey, been doing this for 14 years, and our motto is, of course, entertainment, education, and empowerment. So we understand that we're going to utilize the arts as a way of drawing our youth in for helping them on their healing process, and then while we have them, we educate them, and we peel back some of the layers that they have with the empowerment piece. We're right now slated to be able to open up the Trauma Recovery Center right here in Newark, New Jersey. So it's all about helping our community, like Altariq said, my brother, for so many years, and everybody, all these other organizations that just want to be the change that we want to see.
Hello everyone, my name is Keisha Yuri. I'm the chair for the Newark Anti-Violence Coalition. Newark Anti-Violence Coalition was founded in 2009 when a woman by the name of Nikisha Allen was shot and killed in the city of Newark on Meeker and Elizabeth Avenue. A group of people decided to get together because there wasn't enough outrage over the shootings and the killings that was taking place in the city. And during that time, there was an increase in women being shot and killed. Ras Baraka was the councilman at the time. No, he wasn't. He was the principal at Central at the time, and community activists. And him and a bunch of other guys from the community and women decided to, go to the neighborhoods and begin to shut down the traffic in the neighborhoods to bring awareness to all of the violence that was taking place in the city. So when people say that, oh, y'all only rally when the police shoot people or shoot black people, and that's not the case. The Newark Anti-Violence Coalition went to every neighborhood, continues to go to every neighborhood where shootings, violence take place in the city, to bring awareness and to let the community know that we're not going to tolerate senseless violence in our communities. And so we have been around for the last 11 years now. We are a nonprofit. And we are also working continuously to spread awareness. We mediate situations, we educate the community, we advocate, and we support families that's been victims of violence and crime. Lisa said that we met when her son was shot and killed at the Shani Baraka Center. I'm also the director at the Shani Baraka Women's Resource Center, where we provide resources for people who have been victims of domestic violence, sexual assault, and community violence, because we know that women are being shot, killed, murdered, carjacked, abused in the community. And so their victimization and their voices will be heard through panels like this and organizations like Hear My Cry.
What changes have you seen or heard through the youth and or their families after they've been impacted by gun violence? Meaning even if they were shot or a family member was shot, killed, what have you noticed and what changes?
For some of them, they spiral out of control. For some of them, they actually spiral in control. So it could be a springboard, or it could be a trap when this kind of trauma happens to a family, especially when you don't have no one to talk to, you don't have no positive role models in the family. No outlets. It's easy for you to hurt when you're hurt. It's just a common factor. Hurt people, and we know that. So that's one aspect of it, when families and children witness gun violence in their family. But the other aspect is some people actually change it around. You might got some guys that's on the fence. That trauma right there could have been a wake-up call they needed. And they use their influence, what they might have had in the street, to start helping other people and reaching out to other people and reaching back. And it could be like that little match, the little spark that started the fire in some people. So so there's a saying, you never know how strong you are until strong is all you got. And that's true with some of these families and some of these youth. These youth are so much stronger than what people portray it to be. They're resilient. You know, look at them. That one alone right there. Just your resilience and going, because I don't mean to go later on, but I just want to get this out. I look at it in different ways. Generations, how it go, how it gets worse or how it gets better. You know, when we was in Baxter Terrace, we was poor. You know, we was poor, and you know, I mean, you had it bad. You know, but it was other people in that project in our community that were just as poor, and they didn't resort to that. And when let me bring it back to what I just have to make that reference. So with the kids that are resilient now, and I say resilient, I mean they're like poor, like really going through. I mean we they ain't eating. They really not eating. Some of them don't have the clothes. I mean, you had a handful of families like that. We was all bad, but it was more community oriented. People reached out, this and that. But right now, I mean, it's some of these cats that's on the street that they really not eating regular food. Their main focus is a Black and Mild, some weed maybe, whatever pill of choice, and it's all part of that cycle that they grew up in when they see stuff happen. But you know, that's just a little something to touch on right there.
Take it back off what Al stated. He mentioned two things that really caught my attention, and a lot of people really don't take heed to when it comes to our youth. Again, him growing up in Baxter Terrace and me growing up in Hayes Home, we were poor. We were very poor. What separates the fact that us being poor, those above us and above them, we're still trying to show us the way.
Yeah.
When we came home from school, although drug dealing was taking place, they stopped it during those hours that was coming home.
Right?
This generation today, they have no one showing them no clear path. That's why I call my organization Change the Path, because they have no path. No one is showing them anything. Now for them, their lives, again, this is my assumption, is based on who could have the highest headline, meaning can make the biggest crime. Because again, what else do they know? As far as the gang activity that take place that leads to a lot of this violence, it's not about making money, it's not about no girls, it's not about looking nice, it's about who can make the biggest crime. So you move up. The more crime you do, the higher you become.
But our youth are dealing with trauma, right? When these things happen, you know, something happens inside, and people don't know how to deal with grief. And you're put in a situation where you're expected to be a child, right, and do child things, but you're dealing with adult situations that happen in front of you. We talk about these vets and stuff going to war and seeing people killed, you know, or them doing the killing, right? And then we want to label PTSD for them, but you got kids that seeing the same thing and don't know how to formulate these ideas on what's really happening in their community. So yeah, you got some that's going to go this way, you're going to have some that's going that way, but I don't like people to say that there's nobody out there helping, because there is a path, right? But when you don't trust the situation, right? And we grow up in our culture where I'm not going to be nobody's victim, right? So if a situation happens and now I got to put on this defense because I don't want nobody to see me at this weak point, right? Because if I'm weak, that means you can take advantage of me being a victim, right? So I don't want to be that. So we put these facades on that we're bigger than that, and then we self-medicate, right? We self-medicate, we take all these things because we think that that's going to kill away the pain. And in those maladaptive ways, we do some crazy things, some of us anyway. But there's another part that I want to do better. Like, I don't want to be in that situation. I want to teach somebody. You got this this square right here. You can't teach what you weren't taught. You know, it's hard to get out of that cycle when all you see is that, right? So we have to show them different. And you have people that's out here that's doing it, that's been doing it, right? But they got to trust you enough to be able to say, okay, and I can be vulnerable with that person to see a different path. You know, and I know Keisha as a social worker will be able to take it that much further. I'm not a social worker. I just know that I've been doing this work, and music saved my life, so I use arts as a way to be able to draw the youth, and then when I got them, we find out what else is going on so that we can help them. But you have to figure out different ways to be able to help them, and don't give up on them, because when you be surprised if all you got to do is hug on a child or pull them close or talk to them, find out what's relative to them. You know what I'm saying? Start with that. Not about what they're doing, because the behavior is because of something. It's because of something. So that's what being trauma informed helps you put on a different lens, right? Think about what may have happened instead of what's happening, right? So, you know, I stop people when I hear hurt people. I don't leave it like that. Hurt people, but heal people and healing people can heal people. We have, because if you stop at the hurt people, we just get stuck in the negative part. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm healing, right? I'm still healing, but I'm able to help other people, and it helps me even more helping somebody else, where I find little pieces and nuggets to help me heal. You know? And I'm pretty sure Keisha could go a little deeper than I can. I've learned a lot from, you know, the social workers and, you know, people that's been around me to help me, you know? And I know we're going to talk about the impact that it has on us, but I was down. When it happened to me several times, it hit home. For 14 years I've been doing this work, but when it hit home, it was like, oh shit, excuse my language, but oh my God, like what am I supposed to do now that it done hit my home? Now I didn't know how to act. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to trust. So if I'm doing it and as intelligent as I am, a youth that don't have that experience, what are they supposed to do? You want to judge them for acting up? They don't know what to do. We got to help them. We still got to lead them, right? They ain't lived on this earth long enough to be able to maneuver and cipher through all of the BS. So we got to help them. We can't give up on them. That's why I do this work.
Well, we need more individuals. We here today because we want to empower and help our youth.
Absolutely.
We need more individuals to stand in the front and not stand in the back and come up with creative ways to assist them. I'm a firm believer you have to know our kids in order to help them. We're all a product of here. We know this. He spoke on grassroots, Pastor Terrace. I spoke on grassroots, Hayes Homes. All y'all can speak on the area y'all grew up in. And all with exactly, with motives to where we are. Now remember that question we was always asked in elementary school, what you want to be when you grow up? And everybody said the same thing, a doctor and a lawyer.
Yep, my son's
None of us became that, but in our own mind we did. Because all these things we can touch, we was a part of that. We talking about being poor. Let's try having the cereal where we ain't got no milk. So that's where we're going to try to use water. Let's talk about the powder milk. Let's talk about some things that we grew up on that to this day we don't touch no more. Why? Because we made some money? No, it ain't because we think we're better. Because if push come to shove, they say it's the pandemic, we got to fall back. We know how to refer back to those things that we grew up on. But try our youth. They haven't been shown that way. Enough individuals haven't taken the time to show them the way. We look at them, we expect them to know right from wrong, but how? Before this started, we were talking about a shooting going on out here. Here it is, broad daylight. Who's expecting? But that's what takes place here. We're on a different path, but we still have to shoot people. Again, it goes back to what I reiterated earlier. The crime, this is what they look for. They know the two places, either death or jail. They know that already. They can break it all down to you. Most of the law, they know better than we do. But what else do they have? Is there enough people grabbing them to change their paths? That's what it boils down to. Someone taking the time and grabbing them and showing them. We didn't have active mentors growing up, no. We had individuals that were, again, that was above us and was above them, that was still out there. Even we went out to the parks. Let's go out through the parks and the playgrounds now. The playgrounds, as far as the schools, is chain closed. So where the kids supposed to go? The parks, they're not open. They are, but those, they're not out there playing no more. We played all sports, both male and female. Football, basketball, and we played the girl game. We jumped rope, we played kickball, we did all those things. Where is that going on today? If I were to stand here and draw a topsy board right here and more than 10 kids from this area, they wouldn't know what that was. If I pulled out a jump rope and brought 10 girls here, they wouldn't know how to double dutch. Who's teaching them these things? Where does it exist? So this is what we have to incorporate and have enough people to back us and not looking for the monetary part or looking for the attention that comes with it. We need an area to where our kids is going to progress from this. That's what's missing.
You ready for your close-up, boo? Give me a long blink if you're ready for your close-up. You ready or not? That's how we communicate. long blink for yes. And if he doesn't blink, that means no. Jordy, why you turning your head? You're supposed to be in your close-up. Oh, this your good side? Huh? Yeah. Hi. My name is Evadne Hunter, and this is my son, Shawndy Myrick, Jr. Shawndy is a victim of a violent crime in the streets of Newark, New Jersey, December 26, 2010. He was randomly shot by some young men that were out doing whatever they were doing. Shot him 4 times, and Shawndy suffered cardiac arrest, so he essentially died and they brought him back. So now he suffers from an anoxic brain injury, and I have the blessings and pleasure to take care of him every day. So this blanket, this beautiful blanket, was a gift to him from his aunt, and it, goes through some moments in his life. Him and his dad, and this is his sister and his little brother, and this is Shawndy. He had long dreads, which I still keep hanging over here. But they had gotten, being in the bed all day, every day, puts pressure on you. So we had to make a decision, right, Shawndy? You were in the decision? Give me a long blink if you're in, yes. And we wanted to donate his hair, but we found out that Locks of Love and a lot of the places don't accept dreads. So we did want to do something good with it, but we did make the decision to cut it. So I told Shawndy today that he was going to be on camera, and he's got this beautiful big smile today. Giving him a smile, Shawndy? Okay, let the camera know. You ready for your close-up? Give me a long blink if you're ready for you. Okay. Mwah. You got it. I'm here because I know a lot of people have difficulty dealing with death or near death, or just the conversation of it. And while my son, I feel like I've visited both sides, because he did die and they brought him back. He's not who he was before, but and we all blessed in different ways. So if I can help someone who's going through what I go through on a constant, daily, every day when I walk in my son's room, it's a prayer said before I go in. It's so it's hard, but it's easy. This is when he turned 21. I was signed by the workers in therapy. And that was a Mother's Day balloon from him. Okay. And that's a condition that I can't leave him because being in the bed all day, your body builds up mucus. So I have to constantly suction him, and sometimes, pat his chest with my hand cupped. Everybody can't do it. Everybody can't suction him because they can go down too far, and he can bring that up and maybe vomit, and then end up silently aspirating and getting pneumonia. So that's one of the conditions that he has to live with for the rest of his life.
Peace, Brother Malik. A radio host, talk show host, internet radio show, the A-Squad Rebel Radio, the Trauma Unit, public speaker for hire, of course. You can reach me on Facebook. My government name is Turner Jones. You will see a picture of me with slave chains on, sitting in front of a radio with a big black fist pointed in the air. And I've been home from prison 10 years, going on 10 years. But I've been going back and forth to jail for 22 times throughout my whole life. But now I'm currently doing some things that's not sending me back to prison. But I'm not just doing that. I'm also doing things trying to wake the deceased in my people, mainly my brothers, so we can go and repair the communities that we once dwelled in and destroyed.
I'm Qua. A lot of people know me as GL. I did 6.5 years in prison. You know what I'm saying? Follow me on Instagram, Forever Gamo. Make music. And I'm nice too. That's it.
How y'all doing? My name is Max, aka Max Out. I was incarcerated, just came home 2 years ago, did 5 years in the feds. Follow me on the grams, MAXOUT280ZB. Again, MAXOUT280ZB.
James from North Brick City Fleet, my Instagram. Just came home doing 5 years. Just giving y'all a little spill.
So my first question is, what I want to know is, do you feel as though anything in your home life, at home, had anything to do with you being in the streets?
From the age of 16 till I was about 13, I had a great home. Church family, we went out every weekend, clothes always was good, it was 4 of us. My sister, it was me, my sister Tina, Toya, and Katrina. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to my sister Katrina. She lost her life a few years back or whatever. But I feel like after my grandfather died, that's when I started looking at the streets. My grandfather was old school from Georgia, would tear that behind up for anything. He was one of the parents that you were like, well, you want to cry? I'm going to give you something to cry for. You know what I'm saying? So it was like after he left, like he was the one that kept the family structured, you get what I'm saying? Was able to contain me and my brother. And it was like once he died, my grandmother took it hard. You get what I'm saying? My grandmother survived 3 years. I honestly didn't believe she would last that long. She survived 3 years, but it was because of me, my brothers, and my sisters. You feel me? I went to Arts High School, but I had to drop out of school to take care of her to make sure she stayed afloat. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like as a childhood, I was good. I had a great thing. What pushed me to the streets, it was the things that I was seeing, and also the situation that was going on after my grandfather died. You feel me? So I feel like I was forced to be in the streets. You get what I'm saying? Like I had to man up at an early age to pay rent, to pay bills, to make sure that the house was good. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like just the end part of my life will cause me to go in the streets. And it was like after that, I've been in the streets ever since I was 14.
When you grow up around a group of people and that's what they into, whether that's how you was raised or not, you're gonna fall victim to it because of how it look. You see your man, y'all 15, 16, 17, he coming to school with a big knot in his pocket. You wondering how he got that. Mommy ain't give you that. I know mommy ain't gonna give me that. I want that. That's what bring all the girls to. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna say no because my mother was on me. I ain't had no father. You know what I'm saying? My mother was on me. It was 4 of us before my baby brother. It was 4 of us, rest in peace, my older brother. You know what I'm saying? It was 4 of us, and he was like the father figure. You get what I'm saying? Like he was like, bro, you ain't doing this. I seen what could happen. You ain't doing this. You ain't doing that. But me being me, I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's hard-headed. It's been hard-headed. You know what I'm saying? So I say yes and no.
I was raised up right, Christian church, you know what I'm saying? The worldly things definitely got it into me, street life, friends, you know what I mean? That's what made me go to jail or whatever. I mean, just play the streets. I wanted what I want. I wanted the worldly things.
My household raised me to be a street guy. Because everybody in my household was street people. You know, I come from a line of either you gangster, you a junkie, or you a killer, man, drug dealer, you know. So being a young boy coming up under this type of influence, I'm gonna be exactly what I'm influenced to do. You heard me? Like I was saying earlier, man, I thought going to jail or being addicted to some drugs was a rites of passage. You heard me? And I was just literally being what I was trained to be. You heard? So I didn't think being a street guy was a bad guy. Again, that's all I was exposed to. I'm from the ghetto, man. I didn't know the benefit. I didn't see the benefits of having a high school diploma. What's the benefits of getting a diploma? Like literally. Because dude that said he got a diploma is dude that's in the hall selling pills. You heard me? The dude that said he got a job, he working every day of the week to get his paycheck to come and buy them pills from the dude that's selling, you understand me? So I felt like, yes, I was raised in the right household to be exactly what the hell I was throughout my life. Going to jail was a rites of passage. All of my elders, uncles and dads, they went to jail. They even sent pictures home with them in front of palm trees like that. You know, like you supposed to like this. So I can't wait to get to Caldwell and stand in front of that painted on palm tree to do what my dad was doing. You understand me? So I think that's a great question, and I appreciate you. But we have to identify what literally encourage us to be what we're dealing with today. What encourages us? We have to acknowledge that thing, because you can't tell a little guy he wrong for selling drugs when little man eat and sleep for dinner every night. You understand me? So it's like, man, if I see this brother like the brother said, I see you, we both all our sneakers look like stolen cars, man. But then one day you leave and you come back, you got on some brand new Pro-Cats, some brand new Lees with a pocket full of money. Where you get that from? Mommy ain't give you that. Mommy broke as hell. Mommy smoked crack. Where you get that from? Oh, that's how you got it? Well, show me how to do that. And so on and so forth. So, yeah.
Why were you locked up, if you don't mind sharing? And do you think that it impacted your family?
My charge was conspiracy to 280 grams or more crack cocaine. I caught him in a big sweep or whatever. And they initially dropped my charge at 28 grams or more crack cocaine base, which gave me a mandatory minimum for 60 months. Due to my background, because they knew that I would have got like 30 months. So they put the mandatory minimum on me. I did the 5 years. Did it have effect on my family? Yeah, I honestly believe it did. Like, because of the fact that in 2016, no, I'm lying, 2015, my grandmother and my sister died. And I mean like back to back. My sister died September 26th, my grandmother died November 6th. And me, like, I feel like I'm the dude that if my brothers and sisters gonna get into it, I'm the one to go handle this shit and talk to them. Like, yo, y'all bugging, like we all we got. Like, I'm the family orientated person. Cause me growing up, before I moved with my grandmother, I ain't really had no family. I was adopted and everything, you feel me? So I take the family thing real serious, you feel me? And I feel like it put a lot of strain between me and the children, my kids' mothers, due to me being gone, you get what I'm saying? Not being able to help out and do what I normally do, you get what I'm saying? So yeah, it definitely has an effect, because if you think about it, if you have a mother and a father, or even somebody doing a bid with you, they locked up with you for real. Like, people be failing to understand that when you locked up in jail, your family is locked up. Now, let me back that up now, because you got some family members that just leave you in jail, just leave you in there, you feel me? But I was blessed enough to have a few of my family members that they did my whole bid with me, so it's like they're incarcerated too. You get what I'm saying? People fail to understand like the consequences behind everything. When you get back, they get back too, because you're out of sight, out of mind, and they gotta keep you moving while you're in prison, you get what I'm saying? So yeah, if somebody say you being locked up doesn't have an effect on your family, you need to question yourself and your family.
I was locked up for a gun. I lost trial. I had to do 5 years. And definitely for my kids though, for one. Like my oldest son, he done transitioned to a trainee. Like, so, and this happened within the 5 years. I'm trying to figure out, if I was there, I would definitely kept him a little straighter than, you know what I'm saying? Even if he had his little feminine ways, he definitely wouldn't have been allowed to just let his hair go straight. You know what I'm saying? Wear girl stuff. Oh man, I wouldn't allow that, never. You know what I'm saying? My daughter, she was coming to visit me, she was a baby, you know what I'm saying? But as far as them leaving, that was it. So every time she came, I held her till she left for the little hour we had. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I've been out of their lives like for 5 years and things just totally flipped over. You know what I mean? Like, now I know to take my time.
To you, James, as far as, cause I got family members. My oldest brother, he's gay. You know what I'm saying? My nephew's gay too. You feel me? So I feel like everything happened for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that 5 years, even if you'd have been on the streets, I feel like this ain't just him wanting to transition. Ain't just happened. This is something that been on his mind. But he was just so afraid, cause you was around to do it, because he didn't want to feel like he would have pushed you away. You get what I'm saying? Because that's how my nephew be feeling, like, oh, y'all treat me like this because I'm gay. Like, I love you regardless. You're my bloodline. I don't care about none of that. You feel me?
Good though.
Get what I'm saying? Fear is good. Fear, believe it or not.
He wouldn't have never been allowed to just actually just do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, even secretive, it would have been a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Around his family, that's a different story. But it would have been a problem, period.
Yeah, facts.
So I don't know. Right now, I got to deal with that situation and how to gotta react in his life. You know what I'm saying? Without beating him down about it. You know what I mean? So I could accept
I don't want you
it.
to blame yourself though.
No, I'm not gonna blame myself because I accept it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was here. He's 16 now, but I was here 11 years and I've been on him every birthday, everything. In the 5 years I've been going, he a whole girl now. So I'm like, I gotta deal with this. You know
gotta
what I mean?
learn how to, like, what you call it, you gotta learn how to, like, adapt to it. Like, you feel me? This is all new to you. But you know, the way I look at it as a father myself, man, just give him that same love. You feel me? What you should do, sit down and talk to him. Like, I don't want, like, give it to him like, yo, I don't want to beat you down over the decision you made, but I want to know, like, because I could tell, like, when you're talking about it, you got a weight on your shoulder. And the only way for you to get that off your shoulder is for you, just explain to me, like, what did I do wrong to cause you to do this? Or what have you went through in life that caused you to do this? Like, you never know what happened in that 5 years while you was going. You get what I'm saying? Like, kids get molested all the time. You got mad. Where you wouldn't believe when I was in the feds how many pedophiles I seen. Like, I'm talking about 18-year-old pedophiles. Black dudes. Usually, you know, us pedophiles usually think of white people or another race or something like that. You feel me? I'm talking about 18 years old. Was a pedophile since he was 16. They waited till he was 18 to wave him up to bring him to the feds. Gave him 10 years. He was a cyber pedophile. You get what I'm saying? So just sit down and talk to him like, yo, come on, let's go out there. I just want to sit down and pick your brain to see, like, so you'll know, like, just in case if you have another kid, you'll know what angle to go so it won't happen again. You get what I'm saying?
Cause ain't no father around. You heard? You got mommy and daddy, then just so happened dad got plucked away. Dad a street guy, he learning too. You heard me? So he freestyling, he trying to do it the way he get it. Just so happened to get plucked away. Now little man being raised with mommy in the house with a girl. Oh, he's exposed to all this female energies, man. You know, the little dudes doing the little celebratory booty dances with mommy high heels on. They think it's cute, ain't no men interjecting. So don't feel bad, boy, it's just that your accountability partners failed you. The other men, man, with big brother, with cousin, with uncle, where they at? Ain't nobody gonna pick my boy up? Check on my boy? When y'all gonna take him down to the fishing creek? Take him to play a little ball or something, man. You know, cause little dudes, listen to me. I used to be a little boy. If I'm around my mother and them, I found myself, I'm a little boy, I put mommy's shoes on too. You heard me? Till my father, he resurfaced and I take me to disco. Take me out there and watch them play basketball. You know, grandpa snatched me up at an early age, took me to the fish creek, turned me out too. You heard me? Because the men, that's why I say it's imperative for us not to be leaving these broken homes. Because our children turn them into prime real estate. I remember a time in our community, our kids was precious, bro. You couldn't raise your voice in the house with no kids. You smoke cigarettes? You smoke weed in the house with my kids in there? I'll break you. You understand me? That was then. But now it's nothing for us to leave a woman in the house. Raising a kid by yourself, knowing we was raised in the house by ourselves with our mother. That's the damages. The same way his son act like a little girl, I got a daughter that act like a little boy. And she told me to my face, she actually hurt my feelings. She was like, Dad, I ain't gay, it's just that I gotta learn how to protect myself, because I don't know when you gonna go back to jail. Real talk, real talk.
Gang. I was on the phone the other day, my little cousin. He said he could see it in my face. He said, I see all your pain in your eyes, it's like you fighting depression. Check me out though. Gang. I'm broken, don't know where I'm going. Can somebody hit me? I've been feeling alone. I'm smoking, no way to cope and focus. I've been losing hope in my mind. I can feel that fall on my shoulder, but I told you, ain't no fear in me. And I told you, best believe I'm playing for keeps. I ain't been getting no sleep. I've been dreaming about my niggas killing me. I could be tripping, what I'm sipping got the best of me. Pain I felt was shaking, bring me what I can. I sleep at night knowing that I'm losing myself. I need help, I'm crying louder and louder, but no one can hear me. No, I'm praying back to back, hoping that God can hear me. No, niggas need to play their position. You know my city get wicked. They out here befriending snitches. When a nigga gone, they gon' miss me. Stay away from the fake and phony. Smoke your belly all by your lonely. They all the line, you leave you drowning with them fishes. Keep on from around you while you counting up them digits. Don't ever ever put your trust inside these bitches. They always plotting and watching to steal your riches. Tell me what you think. Maybe I am fighting depression. PTSD. I'm broken, don't know where I'm going. Can somebody hit me? I've been feeling alone. I'm smoking, no way to cope and focus. I've been losing hope in my mind. I can feel that fall on my shoulder, but I told you, ain't no fear in me. And I told you, best believe I'm playing for keeps. I ain't been getting no sleep. I've been dreaming about my niggas killing me. I could be tripping, what I'm sipping got the best of me. Hey. Tell me what you think. Maybe I am fighting depression. PTSD. I'm broken, don't know where I'm going. Can somebody hit me? I'm feeling